Hello everyone. Today I'll take you on a tour of this 2023 Rivian R1T and show you why it's the most popular and hottest electric pickup truck on the market right now. The R1T is really good. It's pretty much perfect, has every single capability that you might imagine is available, and this R1T is really good. And I'll take you on a tour of it and show you all the features it has. So thank you to Maserati and Alfa Romeo of Kirkland for providing me with this 2023 Rivian R1T. They're an excellent dealership to check out if you're in the market for any Alfa Romeo, Maserati, Fiat, or of course these Rivian models. They have 4 of them in stock right now. So if you're in the market for any of these vehicles, have a look at this dealership. They have pretty much any kind of Rivian, Maserati, Alfa Romeo, all available here. Check them out. They're an excellent dealership. Alright, so let's go ahead and start off with this infotainment system in the middle here. And this infotainment system is huge. Obviously, it's pretty massive. It's the focal point. In fact, everything in this car is in this infotainment system, except the 2 buttons for the SOS system and the hazard lights. Everything else is in here. So, over here, you have pretty much every control of the car. You can control your climate controls, you can control your heated seats, you can control your radio. Everything is in here. So let's go ahead and look at some of the features that it has. So one of the main features it has is the navigation system. Very crisp, very clear navigation system. Super responsive. Feels just like a smartphone to use. Amazing. It's also quite, you can see, it actually tells you what cars are nearby. It tells me the Rivians are nearby. And as you can see, a bunch of other Rivians are nearby. So very cool navigation system with satellite maps. Looks quite nice. Here on the bottom, you can go to your radio page, and once again, you have kind of like this podcast style radio page here, and you can select a radio station that you want to listen to. Here's the drive modes feature of the R1T. As you can see over here, from here, that's the radio system. If I go to that page, I can change my drive mode. Unfortunately, the car isn't on right now, so I can't show you exactly what changes on the screen if I change these drive modes. But I can tell you the drive modes that do exist. As you can see, I have the all-purpose drive mode, kind of a generic mode. I'm in sport mode right now. I have conserve mode, which will make the battery last longer. You have snow mode, off-road mode, and towing mode, all important drive modes for a truck like the R1T is. Moving on to the car here, you can see this is just your generic access and security page. So what this means is it allows you to lock and unlock the car, open the gear tunnel. I'll get back to that later on in the video. Open the charge port, open the hood, open the tailgate, etc. All those features are available in this page with the Rivian R1T over there. That's going to be your pretty much the car controls page. Over here you have your charging page. You can see I have 19% of battery left. This R1T has about 400 miles of range. It has a lot of range. Rivian was a pioneer in the new electric car, getting a lot of range, and this R1T, no exception, a lot of range with this Rivian R1T. Huge range for this car, 400 miles plus. Over here, you can also tap the session summary. That'll tell you all like the kilowatt hours that you use, all that. You can look at the different accessory powers here. So, for example, there are outlets in the bed that you can use that'll use up the charge of the car. You can add a charging schedule. You can look at the amperage at which you want the car to charge. You can also set a charge limit. So if you just want it to plug into 80% so that the battery doesn't wear down, you can do that. 70% is also an option. Tapping this will get you to a bunch of other applications on the bottom. You have the camera, which I'll get to later on. The energy page that we're on right now. Gear guard. This is basically allows you to look at it's basically a security page, so it'll use the cameras to film around the car to make sure that everything is safe and no incidents have happened, similar to Tesla's spy system. And you have this camping page over here. This will allow you to turn the displays off, pretty much turn on the floodlights, and it'll allow you to change your energy usage. It also allows you to level the truck. So if you're on uneven terrain, for example, if you're on a curb, then you can hit the level truck button, and that will level up the truck so that the suspension changes and the truck is level, so that it's actually more comfortable for you to sleep, for example. And you also have the phone settings here. That'll allow you to connect a Bluetooth phone and your regular settings. So those are some of the features that this infotainment system has, quite a bit. So we have another comprehensive camera system in this car. You can see here, if you tap that camera button, that'll take you to this huge camera system. You have pretty much any kind of camera that you might imagine here. You have a front view camera. Tapping that will take you to a back view camera. This is your backup camera. You also have a top-down view of the R1T. It's also in this particular configuration, which is pretty cool. And tapping that button also gives you some side cameras as well. So all kinds of camera options available in the R1T. Very comprehensive camera system. Alright, so let's go ahead and talk about climate controls in the Rivian R1T, and obviously that's also in the screen. In fact, everything in this car is in the screen. So tapping that button over there will take you to these climate controls, and this will allow you to pretty much change any kind of climate setting in the car. You can change from heat to cold. That'll automatically change that. You have automatic climate control. You have recirculating air, which by the way is a truck. Neat touch by Rivian there. You can change your fan speed. You can also change the sync button so that it syncs to the back seats. You can turn on and off the climate there. You also have your heated steering wheel, heated and ventilated seats. It's very comprehensive with the climate controls in here. I also have this cool paw print here, and if you tap that, that'll take you to pet mode. And what this will do is when you're not in the car, it keeps your pet comfortable. For example, the AC is still on if you're in like a warm environment, and it's a really good idea. Tesla has something similar called dog mode, and the R1T has pet comfort. Very nice idea. Allows you to keep the pet in the vehicle if you just want to do a quick errand. You can also tap this rear button, and that'll take you to the back seats here. You can change the climate controls there, and you can turn that on and off as well. So overall, a very nice climate control page, all on the screen, but very easy to use. Alright, so let's talk about the gauge cluster screen. This is the second screen in the R1T, right after that center infotainment system. So in here, you have a top-down view of the car. You can also change these controls here, and that'll allow you to change the radio station. So wait for that, and there you go. You see the radio station will change, and you can see the change on the screen. On the other side, you have your gear system here. You can see right now I'm on park, and if you turn the car on, that'll actually change. For example, you can change it to a full screen map. For example, it's a very customizable gauge cluster. I just can't show it because the car isn't on. So below the focal point in the screen, over here, if you go down, you have your climate control vents. You have this Rivian badge over there, pretty cool. And you also have this bit of storage, quite a bit of storage. There is no need to like transfer everything to rear-wheel drive, front-wheel drive. That's just motors anyway. So quite a bit of storage down here, a lot of space. Over there, you can see there is actually a Bluetooth speaker, so you can take that out, and you have a Bluetooth speaker built into your Rivian. Pretty cool concept. Here you have some more storage, and also kind of like a phone holder over there, and hitting this will open up the central console where you have even more storage and two USB Type-C ports. So a lot of storage in this car. Definitely a big vehicle. This is a truck after all, so quite a bit of storage in here. Alright, so let's go ahead and hop in the back seat of the R1T. Very simple. When the car is unlocked, you have these door handles. Let's go ahead and open up. And in here, let's go ahead and hop in. I have quite a bit of space back here. You can see over here, quite a bit of legroom. The seat is also very far back, by the way. So if it were a bit more forward, quite a bit of legroom. Keep in mind that this truck isn't a full-size pickup truck like the Ford F-150 or the Ram 1500 or those Chevy Silverados and GMC Sierras that I've previously reviewed. It isn't that large because it's just a mid-size truck. It's just not on the size that of these Chevy Silverado, for example. It's only a mid-sized truck compared with something like the Toyota Tacoma. So there isn't as much room as you'd expect in a Chevy Silverado, but that's obviously due to the size. Let's go ahead and look at the amenities back here, though. You can see here you have a pocket to store some items. You also have the signature Rivian kind of gold bronze color. Pretty cool. Here on the back, you have a clip. This is to hold an iPad or a screen, and you have a USB Type-C port to charge that device. Down here, you have a screen to control your climate controls. You can change your temperature, heated seats in the back, as well as you can turn it on and off, as well as this button to control a light. Also the same thing on the other side. And another cool thing to note is this really enormous glass roof that covers the entire top of the vehicle. Huge glass roof. Looks super cool, especially in a sunny environment. Fortunately, we're in Seattle, so yeah, you're gonna have to see rain all the time, but still really cool look. I really like seeing that glass roof on the top. up here, let's see, once again, more glass for the back, obviously the seat back. And in here you have a center armrest with a loop to pull it down. So let's go ahead, open that up, and in here, 2 cup holders. Hit this button, and you get a little bit of storage. Not much, but a little bit to store like cards and stuff. One of the cooler features, though, is the fact that you have the gear tunnel. The gear tunnel in the Rivian R1T is a kind of a storage that goes throughout the entire width of the vehicle. I'll get to that when I get to the outside of the Rivian R1T, because that's where it's more prevalent. But in here, there is a way to access the things that you put in the gear tunnel. So you see in here, if I pull that up, it's going to be very hard to see. I can't see it even in person because it's just so dark in there because it's inside a compartment. But you can access stuff that you decide to place in the gear tunnel. Really cool look. I really like having that kind of pass-through to the gear tunnel. Very nice design. So, alongside the interior features, this is a truck, so it has a lot of cool exterior features as well. And one of those is going to be this gear tunnel. I mentioned that when I was in the back seat. But let's go ahead and head into more detail in here. So if you hit this button, that'll allow you to pop open this page here. And what you have to do is you have to hold that button, unfortunately. So I'm gonna do this, hold the button and pull it down. And then from here, you can open up this gear tunnel. And this gear tunnel allows you to store a lot of things. You see, it goes across the entire width of the vehicle. So you can really store in huge items, like a lot of, like a whole duffel bag can fit in there. Massive storage area. And it's a genius design in a place where it's just where the storage in here isn't really used in a truck. Very smart design. You also have some storage in here. So if you open this up, I believe you have this latch, and there you go. You can see you have a little bit of extra storage in the door of the gear tunnel as well. So a lot of storage options in the R1T. Inside the gear tunnel, if you have something you want to keep charged, you have that too. You have a 12-volt outlet as well in there. So overall, the gear tunnel, a very strong benefit that you get for going the R1T route instead of some other vehicle. Super cool benefit that you get with the Rivian R1T. Another interesting thing to note with the gear tunnel, it can support a lot of weight. I can stand on this thing quite comfortably and it'll be fine. So there you go. The gear tunnel can support a lot of weight. I think it's like 250, 300 pounds of weight in here. So you can stand on it, do whatever you want, put huge weights on there, on this door. So really sturdy. So I also want to talk about these rails on the bed. You see, they also go across the entire width of the bed, and these rails are to mount things like bikes or skis or other things that you might generally mount on the top of the roof. In fact, in the R1T you can get roof rails as well, but you also have these rails if for whatever purpose that you might need them for. So cool design, again, very good use of space that might generally be a waste of the space that you might use up here. Generally, you're not going to be carrying huge items in the bed, and you still have quite a bit of space even with these on. So a very good use of space that might not normally be thought about. So a lot of genius thinking again. So let's talk about the back of the R1T, which includes the bed and the tonneau cover. So this R1T comes equipped with the electronic tonneau cover, and if you hit this button, as you can see, the tonneau cover begins closing. And there you go. Let's wait for it to close all the way. There you go. Now it's opening all the way, and you can see I just left it open a little bit so I can show you the inside of the bed as well. So there's the tonneau cover on the top, and here's the inside of the bed underneath the tonneau cover. So I wanted to show you that so that you know that you can have some part that's open, some part that's closed, in case you want something to be open because it's really big and some things to not get wet, for example. Very good design. You can also close it all the way too. So there we go. And here's the tonneau cover. It's completely latched up, so if you have something that you want completely private and closed, you have that option too. You also have the front hood, which is another lockable piece of storage. I'll get to that later on. But this is the tonneau cover, as you can see. Very nice. Electronic too, so no latches and stuff to move around. It's a very good idea. It does take some time to go. Oh boy. And you also have to hold the button. I prefer if you don't have to hold the button, just hit it once and hit it another time to stop it. but you do have to hold the button, so it does get a little bit tiring, but like it's not that big of a deal too much. It's kind of a nitpicky kind of thing to really worry about. The tonneau cover itself, very useful. Also, on the bottom here, you have another button. This will allow you to open the tailgate. It's all power operated, so you can see if you do that, it comes right down, and in here you have a huge bed. So it's not as big as a full-size pickup. Once again, this isn't the size of a full-size pickup, so you're not gonna get that much room, but you still get quite a bit of space in the bed back here. Also, a couple of other special features I want to highlight in the bed. You have this here, which is a 2 household style outlets. This uses the car's battery to power whatever you might plug in there. Very, very smart idea. Another thing I want to mention is this. This is going to be the air compressor. So if you're going off-roading, you want to make the air of the tire smaller so that it doesn't pop if you go over a rock, for example, and this is helpful. You can easily air up or air down the tires using this air compressor. Very smart idea. This is an option, by the way. It's not included by default, but you can get the air compressor if you want to. So there's that. That's the bed back here. So very, very nice, very usable bed. A lot of space as well, especially for the size. So on the subject of storage in the R1T, there's still more storage in the R1T. Maybe this is all for the fact that they don't have a glove box in here, interestingly, but there's still quite a bit of storage in the R1T, and one of those options includes the hood. This is an electric truck, so there is no engine. So if you open the hood, you're gonna find, well, storage. This is one of the rare electric pickup trucks that actually has storage under the hood. So if you hit the open hood button, as you can see over there, the hood opens up all electronically too. Pretty cool. Some other hoods are just a latch. This one, fully electronic. And inside the hood, you're gonna get quite a bit of space in here. Actually, quite a lot of space. You have a huge amount. You can see it's about a foot deep in here. You have your charging cables and stuff in here as well. You also have a net to store some cargo as well. You have lights to illuminate it, and you also have over here 12-volt outlets as well. So very useful hood, and you can even charge up a bunch of stuff here. This right here is your emergency latch. So if you decide to kidnap someone in the hood of this car, well, don't worry, you do have the emergency latch. There's also a couple of other things in here. For example, you have the washer fluid. That'll allow you to put that in. And that's really about it. There's not much in here. Just a lot of storage. I think that's helpful to have in this truck. A lot of storage. Just a lot. Closing the hood, really easy. You just bring it down, and then from there, it automatically latches itself. So, very graceful process. Alright, so let's go ahead and talk about the exterior of the Rivian R1T. And in here, you have a really, really cool design. So Rivian calls these stadium headlights, and also alongside the stadium headlights you have this huge light bar. You can see over here, from there it goes all the way across the width of the vehicle. Huge light bar, all illuminated, by the way. There's no part that isn't. Like in some vehicles, this car all illuminated fully across. Over here you have your headlights. Those would be the top one there. Very, very bright headlights, by the way. And on the bottom you have your high beams. Those are going to be your high beams on the bottom. Over here around it you can see this cool stadium look. That's going to be your turn signals. Really, really nice amber stadium turn signals, as what Rivian calls them. Really cool look. On the bottom here you have anchors as well. A little bit of ventilation going down there, and you have the Rivian logo on that hood. So very cool front end design. Let's go and move on to the side here, and here you have the wheels. You can see dual 5-spoke wheels on this R1T, and also yellow brake calipers with the Rivian logo on them, as well as do the wheels, by the way. So really, really nice wheel design. Also very off-road looking wheels as well. Over here you have the Rivian badge, once again with the signature yellow Rivian look. Also cool turn signal on the mirrors. It, by the way, follows the same pattern. Inside, if you look, you have the stadium pattern on that turn signal. Super, super neat touch. And you can see over here too, stadium pattern here on the front headlights. It turned off. I think that's because it's temporary on the Rivian. So let's head over to the back of the Rivian. You know what? Let me do something. Let me go ahead and stop this video and then turn the headlights back on, and we'll talk about the back. So here's how it looks in the back of the Rivian R1T. It's, again, you have the same light bar with the same stadium pattern. Stadium light pattern here goes all the way across the width of the vehicle. On the side, you have your brake light and turn signal. You can see on the bottom, turn signal part, and the top brake light also flashing. You can see back turn signal, red turn signal in the back, as well on this side. If you open the tailgate over here, if you look under, yeah, the lights stay on. In case you're curious, what happens if you turn that, if you put that down, the lights stay on, and there's also no worry because the brake lights are on the side anyway. So that's what would happen in the tailgate of the R1T if you decide to put it down. Also, you have some lighting in the inside of the bed as well. Pretty cool look back here. The lights look quite nice. So looking at some other design elements back here, Rivian is spelled out. No Rivian badge, you just have Rivian spelled out back here in silver lettering. Down here you have R1T with the signature Rivian yellow right below the R1. Very nice look once again. So on the subject of general styling, let's go ahead and talk about the general styling of the R1T. Let me go and close this door. So in here, it's a really good look. I really like the design of the R1T. I think they perfected it because it combines the aerodynamics of the electric vehicle. This thing comes with 400 plus miles of range, by the way, with the super nice, like, kind of truck styling. You can see very boxy in the front, coming around here to the middle. Once again, very boxy look. Over there, even at the front of the windshield. And here, once again, 90-degree angles, very boxy. So very nice look. It combines that nice boxy styling with the aerodynamics of an electric car, and like, that's difficult to master, and I've got to say I'm very impressed. Really well styled. So let's also go ahead and talk about the interior design of the Rivian R1T, and very nice again. Like, the materials in here are super good. You have this really cool looking leather trim on the top. You have this nice wood trim over here, more leather on the bottom. You have some nice door pockets again, and the seats are really comfortable, really comfortable. Very nice headrest, Rivian script in the middle. You have the yellow on the side there. Super well bolstered, just comfortable seats with very nice vehicle overall. Super comfy. Also looking around, the steering wheel, once again, really nice. You have the gauge cluster, high quality screen. So is the middle screen, and so is the side over here. And also, let's go ahead and pop over to the back seats as well. Once again, really nice design. Just looks so good. The backs of the front seats are high quality. Back seats themselves are high quality, well bolstered. Same design as the front. They didn't skimp on the back. And overall, there's also no hump, by the way, in the middle. Just forgot to mention that in the back seat tour. But no hump, meaning the middle seat is equally comfortable. So overall back here, I'm really impressed. Just amazing quality, just really good overall. One of the best interiors, especially at this price point. And so finally, let's talk about the price and the range of this R1T. So this particular one is an adventure model, which is the most premium model. In fact, all R1Ts are an adventure model. They only come in one trim level. So this particular one comes with the medium range battery, which means it has 314 miles of range. Still really competitive with the Tesla Model X's of the world. However, this isn't the largest battery available, and that's the benefit you get. There's also a larger battery which comes with 400 plus miles of range. If you step up to that, you'll get 400 plus miles of range. I'm here on the energy page, and here you see it says I have 51 miles and 19% left, but that's based on the sport mode. If I tap that, as you can see here, it actually changes based on the drive mode I'm in. So right now it's using sport mode. If I go to all-purpose mode, it increases a little bit. If I go to conserve mode, it increases even more. So quite a bit of range in the Rivian R1T. Very competitive range, and that's the crucial thing here. Competitive range in the R1T, and can quite easily fight the Model X. Also, personally, just prefer the interior of this to the Teslas. It's just more luxurious, more comfortable, and generally quite a bit nicer in here. Just really premium materials, good quality. Everything in here is super good, and I think that this car is, it's not even a price premium at this point. It's just it's the same price as a Tesla like Model X. Obviously this is a truck, but right there's an SUV. So same price, by the way, only like a $5,000-ish increment for the SUV. So I think getting the Rivian is worth it. Just a lot of benefits that you get with the Rivian. Amazing all around vehicle, good price, $80,000-ish, and good range too. So all around amazing, just truly good. And so that's the 2023 Rivian R1T. This truck is truly amazing. I don't really have anything else to say. It's just all around good. Interior, amazing. Storage and truck capabilities, amazing again. Just overall, everything in this vehicle, the styling, everything, just truly fantastic. I don't really have anything else to say. It's just an amazing truck. So if you're in the market for an electric truck, Rivian R1T I think should be on the top of your list. Overall, probably the single best all-around vehicle that anyone could buy.